Good day to everybody. I am Shareef Al-Barrak, an electrical engineer in Saudi of Electricity and Cogeneration Regulatory Authority. First of all, we would like to express our sincere appreciation and thanks ERRA for establishing the ERRA Regulatory Research Award and choosing ECRA paper in this year's writing contest. Today we'll summarize our paper titled Regulatory Approach to Reliable Electricity Grid in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The overall objective of ECRA paper is to present background of the current KPI regulatory framework and paper objective, a study basis conducted to undertake the scope of work, benchmark on the quality of services, and gap analysis to good practice. The KPI analysis explaining the regulatory measures. This will be followed by study conclusion. In 2008, ECRA developed a key performance indicator framework. The intention was for these KPIs to be used by ECRA to monitor the licensee and generation, transmission, distribution, and customer service. The study established the following 26 KPIs, which were most relevant and in line with the international best practice. These KPIs are subject to annual auditing. Suggested target level were proposed by ECRA as a sign for setting incentives to electricity sector. As a result of the KPI submission, ECRA has noticed from the SAIDI and SAIDI data that the distribution performance is variable and not achieving the target, which is 150 minutes per customer for SAIDI and 2 interruption customer for SAIDI per year. For completeness, we show the SAIDI for 2012, 2013, and 2014 in this slide, and the SAIDI in the coming slide. The significant difference between the best and worst performance region is quite apparent and is understood to reflect nature of the worst performing region. This is the SAIDI slide. ECRA undertook 2 phases of data collection. The first phase involved analysis of reliability data to gain an understanding of the overall reliability performance and identify low-performing sections of the network. And this was followed by a second phase which involved site visit to the selected department, where ECRA met with the local staff to discuss their business operation. During the site visit, ECRA also undertook site inspections and condition assessments. The benchmark with the best industry practice show that there is a significant difference between the best practice and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia performance. ECRA also determined fault rates to allow comparison with international benchmark. The final column shows the comparison against international benchmark figure of 3.54 per 100 km per year. Clearly, considering the international average fault rates based on selected country, it can be seen that the Saudi Electricity Company cable fault rates are relatively high. Even excluding the high level of cable damage, Saudi Electricity Company are more than 50% higher than would be expected. For the overhead network, there is a different picture, with underlying fault rate being relatively low. From the analysis, it can be seen that if the impact of transient interruption is excluded, then the overhead network performs better than international comparators, which is 10.2. In considering the Saudi Electricity Company organization and process, ECRA used the model presented in this slide a basis for assessment. It would be expected that the impact of distribution network outage on SAIDI assess the most critical department and worst performance leaders, determine the main causes by equipment and fault rate, adequacy of existing distribution system to meet peak demand. The key gap to the international practice is in the planning process where reliability is concerned is the strategic planning of the network. This can be achieved by design guidelines on network security standard and reliability targets. ECRA reviewed the fault causes to allow interpretation of operation practice in the different departments. Here are the top 10 causes of customer minute loss. It can be seen that the planned interruption are high, with 36% of all customer minute loss, and there are a significant number of short duration interruption for these planned activities, which indicate there are a large number of the interruption to facilitate the switching. The top individual cause of customer minute loss for sustained interruption is transient interruption. This points strongly to the need to improve the protection of radial overhead feeders. The next highest cause of customer minute loss is cable fault. In the site visit, ECRA focused on WASP feeder. The graph presented in this slide shows the cumulative customer minute loss from all feeders in the green line, with the red line showing the cumulative number of feeders ordered by the number of customer minute loss that they contribute to feeder with the highest customer minute loss. It can be seen from this graph that 50% of the customer minute loss are contributed by only 5% of the feeder, and so addressing this, representing only 500 feeders, will significantly improve the overall reliability. Fault with the transient cause are caused by events that leave no damage to the network and no restoration is required. The issue of transient fault in the overhead network are due to the fact that they are not being restored in less than 5 minutes, either by appropriate protection or manual reclose. The figure presented here demonstrates that restoration time of transient faults vary significantly across the area. The solid line shows the percentage of faults restored in the stated duration, and the dashed line shows the actual volume right-hand scale. Southern operating area restore 80% of transient within 5 minutes. The high volume of sub-5 minutes faults in the southern area show that they are not being restored by automatic devices. Clearly, this supports the focus of the reliability plan in addressing a transient interruption. The figure shown here shows the duration of planned interruption. Clearly, the duration of a planned interruption should be sufficient for the work to be undertaken. It can be therefore be assumed that any duration of less than 30 minutes is probably not allowing much work to be undertaken to allow dead switching. It can be seen that southern and western area have approximately 6,000 and 3,500 interruptions per year of this nature. Around half of these are less than 5 minutes. The sub-5 minutes interruption clearly show focus of the department on decreasing the impact, but these are probably full feeder interruption each time. ECRA have drawn out the main issue that were found to affect the reliability that will form the basis of the network reliability improvement plan. For the distribution protection system, there are insufficient intercloser and sectionalizer. Also, the intercloser feature is switched out for 5 months of the year by transmission service provider. Improvements are required with regard to distribution automation involving the following. The radial feeder should be fitted with a closer and sectionalizer. A practice of operating mainline switches live should be developed. The SIG network has not been developed with the N-1 security standard on distribution feeder. The distribution planning standard allows customers to be connected to radial feeder up to the capacity of the line. This has given rise to circuit with over 200 connected kilometers of the line and covered with the limited protective devices with over 2,000 customers connected. The outage and resource planning meeting should consider the use of the generation fleet and make sure that they are used in a project that will have the biggest impact on safety and safety. Review the practice adapted for reducing the cable damage. The network reliability improvement plan also involved many aspects of administrative issue as outlined here, including asset management, resource planning, outage planning, and other. There are There are four main methods where the incentive can be provided, namely performance publication, overall standard, guaranteed standard, and penalty reward scheme. Currently, ECRA is simply publishing the service provider performance in an attempt to create an incentive and motivation towards its improvement. In order to further incentivize service providers to improve network reliability, ECRA has finished the introduction of guaranteed standard for specific key performance indicator. The table here presented in this slide the recommended guaranteed standard. It has been decided that a guaranteed standard will allow individual customers to claim compensations if the standard is not achieved. In conclusion, there is a regulatory room to improve the network reliability, look into the strategic planning and the security of supply standard, as well as the worst performance feeders. Implementing network reliability improvement plan will significantly improve the overall reliability as shown in the table presented. For example, the issue closure and protection review will reduce the transient interruption by 80%. Establishing the security of supply standard for distribution network and undertaking the work to bring the system into compliance will reduce CD by 20 minutes. The cessation of this switching will remove high percentage of planned interruption lasting than 30 minutes. The damage and cable fault rate in specific area will be reduced to average level of best performance area and international best practice. With that conclusion, we would like to thank you for your attention, and you can refer to the paper and for more detail in ERRA website.